Hi, thank you for joining me today. This is Sarah from Serenity Reiki Clinic, and this is going to be October's full forecast done with cards and as an intuitive reading. So if you're watching this, this forecast is for you. Okay, today we're going to be using this deck, the Soul Coaching Oracle Card deck by Denise Linn, to get an overview for the month. I have Reiki'd the cards and shuffled them, and I have the 3 and then the 1 bonus card. So October is a really interesting time in America because we are in the process of shifting from fall to winter. And depending on where you live, the weather is changing rapidly. So it's a time of introspect, it's a time of settling in, and then the holidays are fast approaching. We have Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas and New Year's, and it's, and then it's really deep winter. So let's see if the cards kind of agree with that or if they tell us a different message. Okay, so the first card is, oh nice, peace. Let's see if I can get a close-up on that, peace. Okay, this is an interesting card because it may not mean what you think it means. The general meaning in this card is to breathe. Just slow down and breathe. Deeply and often. And know that everything is flowing the way it's supposed to, even though it may not feel like it right now because you're in turmoil from everything that's happened over the course of the last month, because we had so much happen in September, didn't we? We had so many storms, we had so many things going on, we had earthquakes and tidal waves and floods and hurricanes and tornadoes, and it was just too much. So many people are on overload. Even the people that weren't affected directly by it are still feeling it. And especially if you were an empath, you could have been feeling what the people were feeling and also what the earth was feeling. So it's just so much. So this is your clue to slow down in October and just breathe, okay? Everything is in perfect harmony, even though we can't understand it maybe at this time because we're not seeing the big picture. But your soul wants you to know that actually true peace isn't static and it isn't boring. It's full of grace, enthusiasm, and vitality, which means tranquility, if you're used to high drama, is something that seems kind of boring on the outside, but tranquility from peacefulness is anything but boring. It is feeling satisfied, feeling satiated, feeling okay in your skin, and feeling okay with what's going on around you. So it may seem, looking in at it like, oh, it's so boring, but it's not. It's really not, because drama feeds on itself. So drama just begets more drama, right? But tranquility and serenity, you still have to operate in the world. You still have to be out with other people, and you still have, family functions. And it's like that Buddhist saying, before enlightenment, what? Sweep the floor, after enlightenment, sweep the floor. So serenity isn't something that actually can be attained. You work at it or search for it and you'll never find it. It's because serenity is already there with you. It's already dwelling inside you. We all have the ability to connect with our inner selves and higher powers, whatever it may be for you, and find that peace that we're all searching for because it's within us. So this is your clue for the month, to really think about that and to slow down. Slow down and take some time for yourself and find ways to get back in balance. If that is meditating regularly, doing yoga, or running, or spending quiet time at home with family, or getting away from everything and going hiking, whatever it may be. But take some time and really practice self-care this month and recover from September. It's going to be interesting to see what November brings. Usually when we have cycles like this, and you'll see in astrology, and I hope you'll join me this month for the astrological forecast. It's, I think, October the 5th is when the class is. I'll put a link to it so you can check it out. It's there's a lot going on astrologically too. So we have lots of different energies kind of bombarding us right now, which is another good reason to really step back and see if you can get into that peaceful frame of mind again. The affirmation for this card is, I breathe deeply, knowing that all is well in my universe, which is really strong and powerful, isn't it? And sometimes that's all it requires, just knowing that you'll get through it, because you will. And I don't by any means want to minimize what has happened to everyone last month, because it was huge and it impacted so many people and will impact us for years to come. That's when I'm not talking about trivializing it or minimizing it. What I'm talking about is moving forward, okay? All right, the next card is, oh, we're on a theme, aren't we? Acceptance. Can you see it? Acceptance. I think I'll lay it down. Acceptance. So this card may not be what you think it is either. It's not about blindly just accepting your fate. Acceptance is actually a sacred act of power, of letting go and accepting your light and the light of others around you. So this is about embracing all parts of yourself, allowing yourself to receive the gifts of the universe, and knowing that you're worthy and their blessings are so much more than you could ever ask for. So accepting yourself sounds really easy, doesn't it? But a lot of people struggle with this. I did a card reading today, just a small mini one for today on Snapchat. And I'll put my ID if you want to go look at that. I try and do one Monday through Friday, but honestly, I don't every day because I'm just so busy with readings and classes and clients and stuff. But I do it catch as catch can when I can. But I wanted to do a mini one there for my followers today because they're just great, awesome people. And I get a lot of feedback on the readings. And one of the cards that came up today was very similar to this acceptance, about letting your light shine and being authentic with who you are and accepting who you are. Because at times it may be difficult to fully accept yourself exactly as you are, because we're always thinking about, well, if I can lose 10 pounds, or if I can get this next degree, or if I can get this promotion at work, or if I can just graduate. There's always something else, isn't there? And it's great to have goals. It really is. It's great. But take time and appreciate how far you've come, and appreciate the marvel that you now. Step into that point of unconditional love for yourself now, because you are amazing. You're an amazing person right now. You don't have to lose 10 pounds. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to get that new degree or get that promotion or get into that new relationship to be worthy of who you are now. Because when you don't accept yourself fully, you are denying a part of you, a part of yourself. And usually it's your soul that you end up denying, or at least it hurts your soul. Because in truth, every experience that you've had, both the good and the bad, allowed you to advance on your spiritual path. So there are no wrong experiences. And we all make mistakes. We all go through periods of learning which may be full of mistakes. When we, at the time, we think we're doing the right thing, you look back at it and go, why did I move? Why did I quit that job? Why did I get married? Why did I do those things I did? Why did I quit school? Whatever it may be. But stop it. Stop beating yourself up for that stuff. We are learning all the time, and everything is about constant learning and growth. So it's time to forgive yourself for what you may think are mistakes, and embrace the fact that whatever happened for a reason. Your decisions were made at the time with the information you had. Had you had more information, you probably would have made a different decision. because it's really easy to look back on it, you know, from the point you are now and go, why did you do that? Why did you quit that job? You know, why did you move? Why did you do those things? Why aren't you still in school? But at the time, it probably made perfect sense. So stop beating yourself up and accept yourself fully right now, who you are, okay? And realize that there are no bad experiences. Everything that's occurred in your life to this point is part of a bigger plan and a part of your soul's evolution and growth. You just can't see it. And you also just can't see how divine and wonderful you are, but you are, okay? And trust me, as you increase your acceptance of yourself, you will also help others learn to do the same. And isn't that one of the greatest gifts you could give people that you care about, or give to people in general in the world, is to learn to accept themselves? Accept themselves right now for who they are, at whatever age they are, at whatever weight they are, at whatever level of endeavor they are. Because all those things are really superficial when we cut to it. It's about soul's growth and evolution. It's not really about how much you weigh, how old you are, what promotion you got, what, you know, if you got the latest and greatest new car. It's about who you are on a soul level. And also, I want to add that the more you accept yourself, the more fulfilling life will be. The affirmation for this card is, I unconditionally accept, cherish, and love myself as I am. And I know that's a really strong card, isn't it? That's a lot for a lot of people. But this is your sign. This is your sign to really practice self-acceptance this month. Okay, we've got a lot of deep stuff happening, don't we? Okay, let's see what the next card is. Oh, we get something a little bit lighter, pleasure. This is a nice card. This will kind of help balance out that introspective hard work of learning to, you know, get back in balance and accept yourself. My life is deliciously joyous. And it's about pleasure. It's about finding pleasure in everyday life, finding pleasure within yourself too. We are taught, especially in America, to always be driven. Don't take time out to do some little something that's not going to make you money or move you forward. Don't read a book just for pleasure. Read a book that will help your career, help your studies. And all of that is just crazy. Because in the end, those small pleasures, whether it's having an extra cup of coffee, reading a book that you really like, or spending time out in nature or gardening or with people that you love, those are the things that you remember, and those are the things that make life worth living, yeah? So your soul wants you to know that this is a sign this month to incorporate pleasure into your life. It's time to enjoy yourself. Dance through your life and give toasts for no reason at all. Celebrate, cherish your life, cherish your sensitivity, and cherish who you are right now, which goes along with the acceptance, right? And like I say, in today's society, we're programmed to believe that pleasure is actually forbidden and only permitted in small amounts, or should always come after hard work. You're allowed to celebrate if you got that promotion. You're allowed to celebrate once you graduate, but until then, buckle down and study, right? Yeah, but if you find yourself postponing good times because you're too busy, yeah, there's a problem, because we never know how much time is allotted to us in this world. So it's like that old saying, eat your dessert first, because you never know, right? So don't deny yourself those joyous experiences, okay? Your spirit needs them. Your spirit needs that pleasure, because that's part of how we recover from some of this hard stuff that we're going through, right? It's how the soul replenishes itself, and how we also spark our creativity. It also works wonders in revitalizing our life force. So whether it's pampering yourself, whether it's spending time with people you enjoy seeing, whether it's having that second cup of coffee, whatever it is, make it a priority this month. And then you will find too that you'll have extra energy that you need to create everything you desire. And you'll probably feel a whole lot better and sleep better too. So make it a priority to include pleasure in your life this month. And the affirmation is, my life is deliciously joyous. So when we look at these cards together, we've got, ah, we've got, we need a bigger table. Okay, we have peace, which is finding balance again and regaining your own internal peace. Acceptance, which is about accepting yourself right now, where you are in your life's path and who you are. And pleasure, which is about incorporating more pleasure into your life. So this is interesting, very interesting. You're being urged to really, I would say, work on yourself and find that balance, learn that self-acceptance, which is self-work. And then your reward, of course, is more pleasure. And it shouldn't be a reward, though, because we should incorporate pleasure and joy into our life anyway. Like I say, it helps us relax, it helps us spark the creativity that we need. It's something that should be made part of our own self-care routine. Okay? So, peace, acceptance, and pleasure. What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you agree that, we need to get back in balance and we need self-acceptance and pleasure? All right, so let's see what the Ascended Master card has to tell us. I'm going to put these up here so we'll have room. I put these out on a mandala I drew. This is from the Serenity coloring book line of adult coloring book line of mandalas. I like to do that. You can print these out and color them, and then they're really full of energy too, or use them for manifestation, but that's a whole other thing. I'm going to do a video on different ways to meditate with mandalas and things like that later in the month. Okay, so let's see the card. Oh, Serapis Bay, go now. Well, this is interesting. This is really interesting. The meaning is pretty straightforward on this one. It's time to go. Either away from a toxic situation or towards something desirable. Yeah. This is your signal. This is your sign you've been waiting for. It's the right time to make your move. The conditions are ripe and perfect, and the universe is poised to support your desires right now. So if you've been putting something off, like maybe taking a trip, or asking for promotion, or changing jobs, moving house, something like that, or starting that business, this is your sign. Let's go. Go now. Go do it. Also, if you are in a toxic relationship, whether a personal relationship or a relationship at work or school, this is your sign to move on, to let it go, to stop trying to fix something that's broken and surrender, let spirit have it, and pull your energy back. You also are being urged to start that new project that you have kind of brewing in the back of your mind, whether it's an art project, music, or new business, whatever it may be. Now is the time to do it. This is the perfect time, actually, to do it. So do it without delay. And also, if you have that vacation planned, this is the time. And see, that will go along with that, introspective time of getting away, and also the pleasure card of doing something really nice for yourself, and also spending time with people that you enjoy, and accepting yourself too, accepting that you deserve to take a break now and again. So Serapis Bey is pretty interesting. He is an Egyptian god of ascension, and he is known as the bridge between heaven and earth. And he's the ultimate life coach, yeah, which motivates people to take good care of themselves, both physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So when we see all these cards together, we can see this pattern of forming, can't we? Where it is time to, as I said before, find peace, get back in balance, accept, accept where we are right now and stop being so hard on ourselves, and also incorporate more pleasure in our lives. And then the big card of go now. Now is the time. So it looks like October is going to be more about you than other people, which is a nice change. And hopefully, and we'll see in the astrology class too, what's going on in the world in general. This card reading is not intended to be a general world reading. This is intended to be a personal reading for you because you're watching this. So what you can take away from this is you are okay. You are in a good spot. Even though it may not feel like it, you really are. You're okay and you're going to be okay. But the shift that needs to take place is you need to get back in balance and you need to accept who you are now. Probably something is happening in November that this is key to. Some change is going to be happening or an opportunity is going to be presented to you. And if you have made peace with yourself and you're okay with who you are right now, you're probably going to be more likely to accept it, and rather than, put it off until you do lose those 10 pounds or get that degree or whatever it may be. So usually things like this happen on a time frame. It doesn't mean that if you should take it automatically. I'm not saying that. But also, it may not come back around again for, a couple of years even. So keep that in mind too. That's why it's always good to have those goals, but also take time to enjoy yourself moment to moment, because you never know. You never know what opportunities are going to present themselves, and you never know what direction your life's going to take. And that's part of the fun of it, right? That's part of the great adventure of being here right now in this wondrous time. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you want a personal reading, I do those as well. If you want to take a class, I do those too. Or you want a Reiki session, or you want to just, hang out and talk about wellness, I do that. You can find me at Serenity Reiki Clinic, or you can find me on my personal website, sarahparkerthomas.com. I look forward to speaking with you, and I'll put some links down below so you can learn about the astrology class and the readings and just different things. Okay, we have some free stuff on the website too, and also if you want to buy a coloring book, we've got those. And like I say, I should be doing another video about those, about mandalas, and also I want to do one about energy ties and cords this month. So we have a lot going on. And then also I'm supposed to be in New Orleans with Lady Roxana. So lots of fun stuff is happening. So if you haven't already, be sure and hit that button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Okay, love and light to you all. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.